Now, with the European, Super League controversy, right? There's more than 1,000 Arsenal supporters alone that have gathered outside the Emirates Stadium, right, before the games versus Everton, and they basically protested against the owner. The guy's name is Stan, and how he has failed in his own, his role in the European Super League. Now, this was basically about 2 days, before the or after the entities of the European club football had decided to break away from the Super League, right? Now, to hold, the revenue that they link, they think they truly deserve. The grand scheme fell apart, after mounting an outrage on the football fraternity. Now, I'm going to be breaking down, you've been basically, if you are active online, you are definitely going to have seen a whole load of protests going on, with the Super League, and how, people are talking about how football was made by the poor, and it's, been destroyed by the rich. There's so many, these are a lot of quotes I can basically use for you and break it down for you. But I mean, I really want to get in this conversation with you to understand what your take is on, the European Super League, and also to break down, how JP Morgan is, how they are basically, now why is JP Morgan, first of all, involved in the EU, Super League mistake, or what are they actually learning to promise, at least promising to learn from this, and how are they looking at moving against, making another mistake like this. So join me on this, this live. I'm going to be basically breaking it down for you as to what JP Morgan is talking about, and I want to know what your take is on this as well. So I want to know, what your thoughts are on the Super League, and how you think they could have done better. Just feel free to reach out to me. My name is Tim. I'm your host on the Buzz on Relax Radio all the way till 3 p.m. Just have a look at this. That's right. This is Relax Radio. We're on all channels. If it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we're on Twitter as well. Just feel free to reach out, because your opinions are always valued. We want to know what your take is on these topics, right? Because it's a conversation we're having here. We're always having a conversation. Just feel free to join my next live. You can just call us up on 07852 473 473, or you can just drop a comment or message us on Facebook, WhatsApp, and let us know that you want to join the live. We can have a conversation, a two-way conversation on understanding what your take is on, these topics, or, what is going on in the business world, what is going on in, with drama, and, what your opinions are. These are what matter, right? So talking about how JP Morgan, they promised to learn from the EU Super League mistake. And what do they mean by learn, right? So now they seem to basically have their own opinion on the involvement with the aborted, EU Super League football competition. And, they talk about how they look at moving away from an idea like this because of the backlash that they got against it. And the US banking, giant is basically talking about, when it comes to this, they are looking at, containing the reputational fallout from its involvement, and how they had clearly, now when I say this, I quote on what they've said, and they talk about how they've clearly misjudged how this deal would be, viewed by the wider football community, and how it might impact them in the future. And they quote to say that they will learn from this. So I think this is a good statement, because when it comes to the fans, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the fan sport, right? Like just like how we talk about, this is your platform. It is a point of getting people together, and at the end of the day, money is made on the people that watch it or add value to it, right? So if the fans don't like it, they need to know that they have to make a switch. This is my honest opinion, because if it comes to a product at the end of the day, right? Now, I personally think you need to, always understand if your client is happy with the project or the product, or if your customers are happy with your product. That is what matters, right? and then coming to how the statement has basically come after a ton of widespread criticism on JP Morgan's role in this competition, and how they've been linked up to finance competition, and how the reports have been suggesting that the bank was set to loan the competition 3.2 billion euros. That's around 2.8 billion pounds, right? Or let's say almost $4 billion over 23 years to finance this EU Super League's creation. And now JP Morgan basically talks further in the lines of how the commentators in the press have been accused of sullying the sport by increasing the influence on finance. Now, I think we need to understand it from their perspective as well, because it's not like I'm backing up on anything of that sort, but this is I'd say an unpopular opinion, because people are talking about how when it comes to numbers, JP Morgan is basically the US giant for numbers and analyzing, and when it comes to numbers, they calculate the ROIs, they calculate the earnings, and they try to understand how a profit is made and how you can actually increase a profit, and also down the line in terms of how you can actually move down the line in increasing efficiency in earning profit for anything or anyone, right? If you are working with them, so talking about how these guys have not come into consideration of the fact that there were fans that had had, I'd say, pretty much the priority of the say in what was going to happen, and talking about how at the end of the day you need to talk to the fans and get their opinions on any decisions that are being made, right? So this has been a really loud topic during the last week. I really want to know what your take is on it as well, what your opinion is as well. Just feel free to add to this and let us know. Now, if you want to talk about how there's multiple there's so many channels that you can reach us on. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter as well. Just feel free to reach out to me and let me know. This is our number. I'm going to share it here. It's 07852 473 473. And talking further on understanding how these guys can move down the line with with the Super League, or understanding how these guys are working with the market and the fans at the end of the day, right? Because they are the ones that matter. They're the ones that actually watch the games, right? So if you are talking about how the fans alone might want to join the watch or the competition, you need to understand that they have their own say. They have their say in what is happening, regardless of the fact that they might not be making the decisions. But if not for their opinion, it's not going to be valued. So talking about how last Friday there was a serious fallout from the competition's collapse, and talking about how in the financial aspect this loan was arranged, but then they had not left the bank. But it will leave a really big, I'd say, I honestly think it will leave a big reputational stain on the issue. And all they can do is only to make up for it and make up from it, right? So everyone else involved in the Super League also tried to salvage their reputations. All the teams basically had a basic fallout or reputational stain with their own fans. Now, like I said, there were at least 1,000 fans outside the Emirates Stadium with the Arsenal fans, right? And how they demised what Stan had said. They had spoken about how Stan has not been making the best decisions as far as it comes to the Super League. And I mean, the players have basically not been having a say as well. So if you are looking at the news of the European Super League, that broke out over the weekend, and the midweek competitions, and even if it comes to how it was not an American style fixed league, and this was made up of 12 continents of the biggest leagues or the world's clubs, or the founding members of including Man U or Juventus, that's Liverpool, and also even Real Madrid or Barcelona, right? So I completely agree that if you are a fan, you're going to understand, and you are definitely going to want to see these competitions going on between each other. And it's going to be honestly depressing to me if I don't have to see Real not playing with Juventus, or Real not playing with Barcelona. So things like this, right? So going down the line, I definitely think that there is a strong backlash, that was sunk in the competition. And even although the 6 clubs have been withdrawn, they had testified on Tuesday talking about how this Super League was definitely dead by Wednesday. It's a super. I'd say this has definitely given a ton of voice to the fans, and talking about how, I mean, the value of it was I mean, impossible into match, right? Because of the fact that the fans had not liked it, so they had to basically shut it down like that. Now, if you are keen on understanding, if you are keen on adding to this topic, continuing this conversation, feel free to contact me on 07852 473 473. I'm Tim. I'm on the buzz, and we're talking everything business, tech, entrepreneurship. If you are keen on adding any perspective or opinions to these conversations, or if you want us to add more conversations for what you want to hear, right? Any topics, just feel free to reach us. We're open to any suggestions as well. So just reach out, and we're with you. We're going to be talking to you on all the topics you